my goals, I gotta get it. If I start something, then you know I gotta finish. Talk about life, mental health, and all the realness. If you speak on it, then you know you gotta feel
how real it is. How real it is. How real it is. How real it is. Hey, yeah.
man. So what's the vibes, y'all?
What's up?
It's your boy Suavee.
And it's your boy Hayden THC.
And we back, man.
We back!
And I know y'all was like, man, where have y'all been?
Yeah.
Twin, where have you been? Man, life
We're
has
getting demonetized for that.
Life has been... Man, when I tell y'all life has been lifing, y'all. Like,
yeah.
It's been crazy. But we back, man.
Yeah.
We back.
It's good to be back. Honestly, like, it's crazy because we really started this podcast a year ago, like, on a whim, and we just kept it rolling.
Yeah.
And, I think to kind of, I'm sure the number one question on everybody's mind is, so what's up? Why did you stop with pretty much no announcement or no, just suddenly it was like, oh, it was like we delayed an episode and then delayed until now, really. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah.
So I guess kind of wanted to start off the episode with addressing that.
Yeah.
Long story short, life. But we were just dealing with just a lot of like health struggles. Yeah. A lot of like financial issues too.
For sure, yeah.
Because I don't know, and this is something I don't know. Maybe one day we'll get into this full story on the podcast, but I basically got scammed back in 2021, and that left me in some pretty bad debt. And there was a whole, like, I had to go through like a whole legal thing and like pay a bunch of lawyers and stuff. And basically it got ourselves in some debt and got ourselves in a really rough financial position that we were kind of low-key had been dealing with for a couple of years by the time the podcast rolled around. And it just got to that point where things were really bad, and we were both just like working a lot, and just dealing with a lot of health issues. And it's really hard when it's really tough when it's all those things in life start to happen, and it's like something like this just feels so like not important, like not a priority. We were just like, all right, well, we just gotta stop for now. The intention has always been to come back, and here we are.
And everyone's been like, come back. When's the podcast? Podcast? But like, it was like one thing after another. Like, we were like, all right, we're about to do the podcast. Something else to happen.
Yep.
So we were just like, all right, man, we're just going to have to pause on this podcast for a minute and get our lives together, because it's okay to get your life together when life is lifing. You know what I'm saying? And clearly we're back, man. We're back. I feel like we're going to get it right this time, man.
Definitely, yeah. I will say we will probably not be posting an episode every week. It will probably be every other week.
Week.
It takes a lot of time to just, to edit and especially put together the clips for like social media and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like we're doing this all ourselves. It's like we don't have any other team. It's just the two of us. Again, we just started this on two of us.
Hey.
We're gonna get demonetized again. It's gonna be like, your video is partially muted. But no, it's like, it's so great, and that's one thing that we talked about. And when we finally decided to bring it back, I think things. And you can fill them in on some of the health stuff that you've been going through. But I feel like we're finally in a point where we're getting towards the other side of those things, and it's really just freeing us up a lot. Just like from a mental health standpoint and from a time standpoint. And so, man, but it feels so good to be back.
Know,
like this,
right?
this really does. Like
amazing.
it's. I mean, we were talking. I think we were talking just the other day, just about how like this podcast kind of gave us. It was almost like good quality time.
Yeah, this is quality time for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even just looking at a camera and talking, it kind of. You know what I'm saying? Because after we're done with the podcast, we talk and be like, "Yo, that was good," or like, that was crazy, or I didn't know this, because you know we got our own lives. You know, he's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing, and sometimes we just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think too, even we've had a couple times with like some of our guests from, I guess what we're gonna call the first season. You know, we just still be, even after the cameras. Or singular camera, right there. The one camera that we have. After that stopped rolling, it's like, we'd still have these conversations, like, further on as we went into the evening or day or whenever we, whenever we shot that each particular episode. And so, anyway, guys, it's so great to be back. To see y'all. Thank y'all who responded to the poll on our Instagram just about some of the topics y'all want us to cover this upcoming season.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh yeah. Did you want to talk about the stuff that you've been dealing with, kind of on the health front? Too?
Yeah. So man, like we said, life has been life, and your boy had to get a job, and working a lot, and stressing out. And so I was at work, and, I'm doing my patrols, and so doing my patrols, I realized I think I had like a hole in my sock. And it kind of like rubbed against my shoe, and it opened up a little like blister. This little blister turned into an infection. And this infection caused me to get my toe amputated, y'all. Like, it was insane. Like, I would never expect this little dot on my foot to get as big and extreme as it did. So, been dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not 10 toes down no more, y'all. I'm 9 toes down. I'm 9 toes down, man. And just being honest, y'all, got me depressed. Like, it got me real depressed. You know what I'm saying? Doctors were telling me, I mean, I'm gonna get mine, and I'm back. Like, my full mobility back. I'm pretty good, still walking slow and taking it one step at a time. But, it got me real depressed, like for a minute. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Was on a good health exercise journey and gain some weight. Just keeping it real, man. Like, shit happens. Like, before this, I was doing pretty good, gaining a little weight, but I'm about to get this shit back off me for sure. Once this foot healed up, I'm back in the gym for sure, at least 2 times, 3 times a week. Yeah, boy. And so I got depressed, man, and you know what I'm saying, I couldn't really do nothing. So, you know what I'm saying, I just wrote a lot. And your boy about to drop his album. So I take that amputation as time to heal and do what I really love to do, which is music. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying, I look at every situation as a lesson, a blessing, and I feel like that helped me. Like, they was like, okay, get back to this music and do your music. And so the time I had to be off of work and bed rest or whatever, I just wrote music, and I got an album dropping in a couple days,
which is crazy
work.
Yeah. And I think that's why we wanted to do this episode in particular. Now, there's probably a pretty strong chance, if y'all are viewing this episode, it still might be a couple weeks or maybe even a couple months, just because we want to make sure we have some time to film and edit and to be able to be consistent for you guys. This episode in particular, though, I think just because, Stan's dropping his album in a couple of days, and we wanted to just update y'all, and also just talk about it. I mean, just keep it real. I mean, I think, we had always wanted this podcast to be kind of separate from music in a way. Like we didn't want this to be just like a music podcast, even though like we do music, and even a lot of the some of our guests that we've had on the show also do music with us. But we wanted this to be about just keeping it real, and I think it was kind of the stuff that goes beyond music, and we're still going to do that, and we're still absolutely going to do that. But I mean, music is a huge part of our lives. I mean, music is one of the things that brought us together. You know what I'm saying? Like our first conversation we ever had was about music, because we quickly, found out that one another did music. And so it's a huge part of us and a huge part of our lives. And so, we wanted to take the time on this episode, again, not only to update you guys, but just kind of talk a little bit about our music. And I think especially too, with this album coming out, I think, it's a good way for people to get to know you who may not have, some of y'all may be seeing this from, being a fan of his music or my music, rather than maybe somebody from the podcast. And then, some of y'all who, found us through the podcast, this is, again, another way to kind of get to know us and who we are, is through our music. And, I think we're definitely going to take a little bit of time to shamelessly self-promote and talk about this album, because it is, but I also think it's relevant to the podcast, because this album came out of a really, really difficult time in your life. I mean, in both of our lives, you know what I'm saying, together. And so,
never mind. I was gonna sing another song, but I don't want to get monetized again.
Demonetized.
We're demonetized. We're all in this together. That's how we are. We hear a word and we just like, I don't know, song.
Yeah, I'll just sing words sometimes, not even in any particular song, but just because I may have done this on the podcast. I don't know. It's literally such a normal part of me speaking. I don't even realize when I do it.
Especially like you and Morgan. Y'all do it all the time.
Yes, I know. I love that Morgan does that.
Morgan Bosman.
Morgan Hawkins.
Exactly, yeah. Morgan got married.
Congrats to Morgan and Cal.
Yes.
From one of our early episodes. Was it episode 3 or 4?
Yeah.
I think they were in
3 or 4, yeah.
They got married, you guys. And so congrats to them.
And
it was really...
You played a part in that wedding.
I know. I was a bridesmaid.
Hey.
So your boy was up there looking all fly with a lavender suit and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was such a beautiful wedding.
It was a vibe.
It was a whole vibe. It was gorgeous. And we made some new friends there.
For sure.
It was really cool because we actually had people that that was the first time I think that we had ever met some people for the first time who were like, "Oh my God, I love y'all's podcast.
You guys are the ones who make that podcast, huh?"
And we're just like,
"Oh shit,
oh yeah, I mean, we are. That's us.
That's us." But yeah, man, it was.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, and we appreciate you guys. You know, I mean, it's like we didn't really have. I mean, I don't know. It's like sometimes even when the numbers are kind of small, especially when you're just starting out, it's really easy to just think that not many people are listening to you, but it's just been really cool to see, I think, the impact that this podcast has had, and that we want to continue to do. You know what I'm saying?
And again, we didn't make this podcast for followers or anything like that. It's kind of like for us, it's a way for us to vent and talk about the shit that's real. That's why the name of the podcast is How Real It Is.
How real it is.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we can have 50 followers or 1 million followers. We're gonna still be the same. You know what I'm saying? So
no facts.
I want to thank y'all.
We might get a nicer camera, but we're still gonna be the same us. But no, thank y'all so much, and we love y'all, and it's so good to be back. I don't know, this is so cool. It's like, it's even so just setting everything up, it's just like,
it's about to happen.
I know.
It's about to happen. We're about to do this. We're about to make this podcast. We about to do it. And Hayden's like, I know, right? So surreal.
Yeah. But anyways, we love you guys. We've missed y'all. It has been a long road, a tough road, kind of in between the last time you've heard from us. You know, and it's crazy. I think, you know, when you were kind of going through the infection and the amputation, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like a real dark moment for us in our lives. And I feel like, crazy enough, I feel like we've just been doing better and feeling better than we have in a while, actually. Which is really, really great.
It was like we had this dark path in our lives that was happening, but now it's like it's lightening up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel. It's like, we had a lot going on financially and a lot going on health wise, but now we're taking care of our financial situation. And my foot, you know, I'm almost better, almost 100%.
Yeah, because we've literally been dealing with this for probably 6 months. Yeah. Or more.
Yeah, because, man. Yeah, doctors wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? And also, let me just bring this up. Like, when you feel like a doctor isn't doing what they're supposed to do, please go see another doctor. Get a second opinion, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I can get into it a little bit, but it was like, so for example, the doctor was just like, she didn't give me an option. She was just like, get your toe amputated. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, whoa, wait a minute. Like is that it? Like, I can't take antibiotics or IV antibiotics to see first? It was a lot. Like, it was a lot. But
it was a lot.
These doctors work for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you feel like a doctor isn't right, because a doctor don't know everything. Don't think because they're a doctor they know everything. You know what I'm saying? Get that second opinion if you feel like, nah, let me just, you feel me? And I got the second opinion. And I was like, all right, cool. One doctor said one thing, one doctor said one thing. I was like, all right, cool, we on board now. But
and I think we ended up with the right person. I think I wish that's who we would have started with. I mean, this is somebody, you know, this podiatrist is like that. He trains all the residents who coming in to the hospital, and it was he was great. You know what I'm saying? And I really wish that's who he had started with. You know what I'm saying? But I think, your recovery has been amazing, and I think there were multiple times through this process where they're like, he's not going to be able to walk without assistance again. Yeah. Like, this is going to permanently affect his mobility. Like, it was like, it was crazy. Like, it was some real, it's some hard shit to like,
it was a lot.
Hear.
It was a lot. Yeah. And like,
and even to see the x-rays, like, even the last time, like, there was like, and it was like, it was just really jarring just to see, like, holy shit, this infection literally like ate a piece of your bone completely away. Like, I didn't even know that shit was possible. I didn't even know bones could get infected like that. It was like, I think it was something that initially we were just kind of like, oh, okay, it's just like a blister on your foot.
That's exactly what we thought it was.
Yeah, we're just like, we'll just do some warm compresses and just stay off it for a couple of days, and like, you'll be good.
I felt a little discomfort, and I was like, Hayden, like, is there anything there? He's like, oh no, it's just a little blister, and I'm like, okay, cool, man. I'm telling you, it just like a wildfire. It was just like crazy.
I'm gonna say this right now, just through this experience that we've been through, and just how serious this got, how quick. If you have anything like that you're dealing, or you have any question about, just be like, I don't know, something seems a little off about this. Please, I know it's tough to face that fear and face that reality that you might be dealing with something more serious. But if you don't deal with it, then it will for sure be even more serious. And I mean, I think, Stan's recovery is just through the really great doctors that we ended up with, and and unfortunately just going through a lot, but I mean, it ended up, I mean, this is probably, given how bad it got, the results was like best case scenario, which is amazing. And so like, we're super grateful for that. But it's like, when I tell you, man, it's been an emotional roller coaster, like, and it's just been crazy. And then, I mean, you know, he's been out of work since then too. And so it's just like, there's that whole extra aspect with it, and just like, it's crazy, but it's, you know, but the turnaround's been like,
the bounce back has been bouncing back
for sure.
Yeah.
And no, we're so grateful, and we're so happy. And I'm you know, I'm excited with what this year has to bring. I think the world in general is crazy as shit right now, but it's, you know, it at least is really great for us, because I feel like we're really getting our life back in a way that we haven't had in a long time. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, it's like, it's just been traumatic. Like, it's been real traumatic, and that's why it's like another reason why we're excited to be back with the podcast, because you know, it helps us deal with that. You know,
it does for sure.
But I'm just, you know, we kind of, I think once, you know, once you got out of the hospital, and once we kind of had you settled in a little bit more, I think that was the thing too. It's just like, he couldn't walk or I mean, I'm talking like, he literally couldn't even like get up without assistance to walk to the bathroom type vibe for a while. So it's just like, you know, when you're sitting there, it's like, you got to do something. And so he is just like, nah, fuck this. Like, I've got a bunch of these songs I've been wanting to put together. Like, let's just get an album together and let's get it out. And so, and then, you know, we were just like, that's the thing too. It's like, we really, truly love this shit and believe in this shit. And I think we're at a point, even just us with our lives and just like mental health, where we're just like, nah, fuck it. Let's go for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's all this shit that we know that we want to do and that we can do. And I think, just with me and Trez, who I think was Trez on episode 3? I think so, right? 3 or 4.
We got it mixed up.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. Right. Sorry, y'all.
He was on the podcast.
The podcast. But yeah, Trez Bell. He's my best friend and my business partner, and we own Da Factory ENT. Well, short for entertainment. And, you know, that's the label that we're doing all this under, with the album and everything like that, and our own music that the two of us do, in addition to Stan. And so that's why we just kind of came together, and we're like, nah, like, we have all this knowledge, and we have all of the roadmap of where, like, how we need to do this. And then it's finally just about like, all right, cool. Like, we're like, nah, we're just going to execute it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're really just push it. Cause the thing is, it's like, you know, nobody's just going to come randomly stumble upon you on the vast ocean of the internet and then suddenly sign you and do all this shit for you and get you famous. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's work. It's like, you got to put in a lot of work, and we've been putting in a ton of work. I mean, we've been, from like 2 months now, we've just been working like damn near every day something on this album. And so, yeah, I'm really proud of it. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I am. I really am. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Because it's like, you know, this isn't easy. Like, this shit is not easy at all on any level. But, you know, he just, like, I think took a time that could have just got him, you know, like,
deeper depression.
Yeah, just like, out of it. And he's like, no, fuck that. I'm going to, you know, use this music shit. Actually, you know what? Here, let's get into that. Let's talk about that. Like, what was that like for you when you were kind of like, okay, this moment, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna make an album. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was that like for you of you know, kind of that pivotal point where it's like, you could have either gone like further into depression and stuff like that, or the path you took, which is just do something and get yourself out of it.
So yeah, I just felt like, why sit here and dwell? I've been through this situation before in the past where I get really depressed and don't want to do anything. But this time it was just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I got time. There's nothing else I could do. You know what I'm saying? I can take a few steps from my bedroom to my studio and, you know what I'm saying? Holding on to the wall like, bro, we got to get in this studio. You know what I'm saying? You know, there was music that I didn't finish. I'm like, no, we got to finish that. We're going to put that on the album. And we're going to, it kind of got me through the depression phase. Like, it got me through the times where the doctor's like, oh, yeah, you got to be on bed rest. I'm just like, okay, bro, that's not me. You know, I might be a big dude, but I'm not a lazy dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm always up and at it every day. You know, and I'm like, I'm not about to just sit in bed all day. That's out. That's out. Like, I'm not doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? They go, oh, you can't walk. You gotta stand up and sit on the urinal. I'm not sitting on no damn urinal or whatever the fuck. I'm going to the bathroom. Yeah. Like, no matter how I'm going, like, I'm not, you know, so that just drove me. Like, I'm not about to sit here and just be depressed, like, all day. Nah, I'm about to go in the studio and make some music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah, man. Yeah. That was it.
No, it was really, like, and, that's the cool thing. That's the thing I love about us is that, like, we're always pushing each other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of those things where I'm just like, all right, cool. Like, I'm down. Like, I'm here for it. And I'm, you know, and yeah, it's just, and that's been great for me too. Just, you know, helping you finish some of these songs, you know, like we've got a couple songs together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And even just doing all like the back end, like engineering and like, you know, producing on some and stuff like that. It's like, it's, you know, I don't know. To me, I'm just like, yo, just getting in the studio with you and like working on music is like the coolest fucking thing for any relationship ever. I don't care. It's like when you get to do the thing you love most with a person you love most, like that's like, there's nothing better in life. Like, I'm sorry, there's not. And so I feel like that was the experience of kind of getting this album together and finishing that.
Nah, for sure.
Stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So yeah, let's like, fuck it. Let's talk about the album just because, you know, I'm sure people want to hear about it. And if you don't, too bad. It's a part of us and it's a part of what we do. And we're talking about it.
Hayden, you're so funny. Damn it. So yeah, man. Got an album coming out. I named it Personalities. Yeah. The reason why I named the album Personalities is because I'm showcasing all types of genre of music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got an EDM song, I got a country song, I got my regular just rap. I got motivational songs, like, you know, I just got songs, man. So I just want to showcase it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on, you know, doing one thing. I'm doing different type of songs, and you know, I want to get a crowd of different people to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I wasn't really feeling that rap song, but that country song was great, or I wasn't really feeling that country song, but that EDM song was amazing. Like, you know, I want everybody to get a little taste of what I can do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's something that, and shout outs to Calvin Tigre. He was on the episode with Morgan. He did the cover art, which is amazing. We kind of had this idea of just like wanting to showcase like how all these different songs and different personalities are still him, like one cohesive person, and he just like knocked that shit out of the park. So that was super duper cool.
Yeah. That's the best part of having like creative ass friends, bro.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. You tell them something and they can just like make your vision, your dream come true. And that's what it was with that cover art. It was just like he sent me like an example of what he's doing. I'm like, bro, just keep going. I trust you. I promise. Just keep going. Send me more. He's like, I'm like, that's it. That was it.
It was crazy. So it was fire.
Like, bro, you knew exactly what I wanted, bro. So
yeah, I know.
Art. Shout out to Calvin Tigre for that cover art, man.
Yeah, no, he really, he's so talented, man. And just that's the thing too. Yeah, we have a lot of like dope, creative ass friends.
Like really, really, really talented friends. Shout out to my boy Agent M. He's doing his thing. 803, smart boy. You know what I'm saying? they doing their thing, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing their thing. Shout out to Hayden.
Thank you.
Shout out to Trez. JG.
Love
you, bro. Yeah, we doing our thing, man. We all in our bag. We all got a lot going on in life, but we making the best out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to let y'all know that we here and we love y'all and we're going to always be here for y'all, man.
Yeah. So, one thing, speaking of like our creative friends and stuff like that, like why don't you talk a little bit, because we got a handful of people on the album.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about a little bit like who's on the album and a little bit about that?
Yeah, man. So I got my boy from the Bay, G Millie. My brother, man. That's my dog, man. G Millie never switched up on me, man. No matter what, he always stood by my side. And we got this song called Payroll. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
The Bay gonna feel that one for sure. The Bay, that's for the Bay for sure. And then I got my boy Little Aquatic and JG.
Mm-hmm.
We got a song together.
Yep.
Never Change.
Yep.
That's gonna be a hit too.
Yeah.
Of course, we got the most talented Morgan Bosman.
Yeah.
Oh my God. She's gonna be on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
My boy Young Ev.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We got a song together, a little Afrobeat type vibe. Y'all gonna fuck with that.
The Afro pop.
Yeah, man. You know, shout out to my boy Trez.
Yep.
We got something.
Yep.
Hayden's on that.
Yep.
Yeah, man. And man.
On a couple of little songs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. We got some
sometimes.
hits, man. We got some hits.
No, we really do. Honestly, like I'm so proud of this album, and I think it's really cool how you got like different people. It's like some, you've got people that are kind of like rooted, kind of like in the Bay and stuff like that, like where you're from. And that's one thing too. I think it was real. I'm really glad that we put like Payroll and we had a couple of things on there, because like even though we're doing this, it's like, that's still where you come from, and that's still a part of who you are.
Yeah.
And so, like, how is that as far as, like, with, moving here, kind of getting around, like, a different group of people and starting to really expand your palette musically, which I think this album is kind of representing that. So, like, how is that as far as, like, with the Bay and stuff like that? Like, you think Richmond gonna be fucking with it? Like, what you think?
Hey,
what you think?
If Richmond ain't fucking with it, hey, it is what it is, man. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting people from my city to support me, man. I've noticed it in the past. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Am I feeling a little type of way? Yes, I am. Not getting love from my own city, but it's okay. I'm getting way much love here in Atlanta, just keeping it real. But you know what I'm saying? It's good. You know what I'm saying? I talk a little bit about that in one of the songs, actually.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
Yeah. So, moved out my city just to get some recognition. Quit playing, man. So, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I get that. And I grew up, and I think if y'all remember from, I think mine was the second episode that we went into like more of my backstory and stuff. But like, I've been around all over, and it's like I only have one friend really from before 2013. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like everybody else is really kind of just like falling by the wayside, and it's like and even then, it's like, I moved here from Nashville, and I lived in Nashville for 12 years. For years, I went to one show a week. Like, that was a legitimate goal that I met pretty much every week. Like, I was out there. Like, I would go to people's shows. I'd buy tickets to those shows. I would buy merch at some of those shows. Yeah. Like, I'm the type of person where I'm going to show you love. Like, I'm going to show you mad love.
I'm the same way.
Until, like...
show otherwise, man.
Until, like, you don't... There's no, like...
Yeah.
I don't get any sort of, like, reciprocity. You know, like it's like nobody's showing me... It's like, if you can't, like, show a little like or a comment or something, even just that, it's like
just
that shit is...
a comment
that
goes
shit
a long
is free
way,
$99. You know,
Facts.
I get everybody not gonna buy something or spend money. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But, like, you can at least show love and show support. And I think... I did that a lot in Nashville, to be honest. Like, there was so many people's shows, and it'd be people who, like, would be on, you know, I would consider my peers. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like we were all coming up around the same time. And it's like, you know, even when I got, you know, so Morgan and I got a placement. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Avicii, the EDM producer who sadly passed away back in 2018. Well, his one of the big groups, Cassette, on his label, we wrote their lead single from their project they dropped in 2018. It got delayed just because of Avicii's unfortunate passing, but you know, I mean, that got us a pub deal. That got us, you know, like, I mean, that it hit over 3 million streams in like the first month. You know what I'm saying? And so it was like at that point, it's like, all right, you know, it's not like we're like nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's just like everybody has different, I think, levels and achievements. But I think I've been the person for a long time who's always shown like, no, like I take this shit seriously. This is my career and my profession. And so I think a lot of us who came up around who I felt like were taking things seriously, it's like, I don't know. I would be treated a lot of times. I felt like a fan, or not even really, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wish there was more respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd just be some people who, like, again, it's like, don't say congrats when we like drop something, showing no love. And it's just like, man, like, and it's crazy. Like here in Atlanta, I get a lot more love, and it's so weird. It's like, I was in Nashville for 12 years. I literally like showed monetary support even for a lot of people who like wouldn't even give me a like or a comment or anything like that. And it's just like, all right, well, I see how it is. And so I think that's why I'm really grateful for the people we have here. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like, we have a good group of people here, and we have a good kind of
solid,
and that's kind of I don't know, man. That's important. It's important to have those type of people around you who it's like not only like fuck with you and support you, but even like push you to be the best version of yourself. And like you do that, we do that for each other. And we got a great group of people here that do that for us. And you know, we just recently had an album listening party, and I felt like we got a lot of that there. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it's always a vibe when like our little crews kind of together, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And they gave me feedback, you know what I'm saying? And I loved it, man. Good feedback, good genuine people. And just a good time overall at the listening party. It was amazing.
Shout out to everybody who came through to that, by the way. It was a vibe. Shout out to Smart Boy Beats. He and I produced the third track, which is I'm Him, off that, and he was gracious enough to let us host the event at his studio. So that was really, really great. Thank you to everybody who pulled up to that, because that was a vibe. It was a vibe. It was a super vibe.
It was a vibe for sure, man. I can't wait.
I know.
Can't wait.
It's really surreal that we're just like right here on the cusp of the album dropping. We might be, I don't know, will we be dropping this the day of the drop, or like maybe like a day or so before?
Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe
we're figuring it out. I'm not gonna lie, like even restarting the podcast was a little bit of a whim, you know what I'm saying? But it's cool because we're here and we're doing it. And my thing, and I'm you know, trying to, you know, I want to do a good job with the podcast, but at the same time, just, you know, giving myself grace that I don't got to be perfect, and we don't got to be perfect.
Not at all.
And we can just do this and just kind of have, you know, all y'all, whoever's listening to this at this current moment, it's like you're the other person or people in this room with us, and we're just having this conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's one-sided because we can't hear you right now, but we feel y'all, you know what I'm saying?
We definitely feel it.
And we appreciate y'all tuning in for us to just, know, talk our shit a little bit. And most importantly, though, just to cover kind of, just a lot of those topics that we just didn't feel like, it's like we would talk about it. And we're just like, why is nobody talking about this shit? Because this is like, I don't know, just like big stuff that it's just like, you know, we wanted to at least create that space where, you know, we could all talk about hard shit to talk about and stuff that you know, like, you know, with different intersectionalities, because we have that, you know what I'm saying, with being interracial, being gay, you know, like size different stuff too. It's all like that. It's really crazy. It's like whenever somebody's like, you know, kind of hating on us, it's just like, I wonder what of the variety of things of bigotry. What is it like? About? Let's spin the wheel of bigotry. Which one is it going to land on? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
it's crazy. Yeah,
it is.
It's true.
It is true. It's so true. It's like we just deal with the weirdest shit. We deal with the weirdest shit sometimes.
The weirdest shit.
And, that it's like, I don't know. I think a lot of times, you know, depending on the situation, it's like, you know, certain, I guess, people who maybe don't have to deal with some of the like intersectionality stuff or like homophobia or racism or fat phobia or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
let's not forget I'm not a part of the culture no more.
I can't believe somebody said that. Somebody literally, you could say it.
Somebody told me I'm not a part of the culture because I'm just not a big Kendrick fan, you know?
And canceled.
I'm just not. I've never been.
We just lost all of our subscribers.
I just said, and I just said something like, "Oh yeah, the halftime show wasn't it," you know? And they were just like, "Oh, you must not be a part of the culture." I'm like, because I'm not a fan of Kendrick. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you got unfriended for that too. It's crazy. It's like, all right, I think you were already like, I think you were already harboring a little something.
Yeah, you had something built up, and you just that just blew your fuse right there. And I said that, so yeah, not a part of the culture. I guess because my husband's white, I'm.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, we get that.
I don't know, man, but it is what it is, and I'm gonna keep going, and y'all gonna keep going, and we're gonna let it go and just breathe. I got way too much shit going on to be worried about me being not a part of the culture. I'll tell you that.
Or whatever. Like
life going on.
I didn't know. I didn't realize that she was the referee for what is or what is not part of the culture, but apparently
part of the culture.
Anyway.
What's not? Okay. Anyway. Guys, live your life. Live your life and don't worry about nothing anyone else say. Seriously, I am so serious. Just do you and be happy. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, because you're gonna be judged. You're gonna be talked about. No matter what. No matter what.
Yeah, I think too, and this is something I think I've hit on this a lot in previous episodes, but just again, we just can't. Can we not just have a civil conversation about shit that we disagree? It's like everybody's got to be fucking at war or something. Crazy. It's like no. If you like this, we're not friends. We're not speaking.
We're not speaking.
Could be your family. I don't care.
It could be who it is. Yeah, exactly.
It's I've seen people literally, and this is something that just. I don't know. I see it. I understand as far as certain implications within the gay community and stuff like that, but about Chick-fil-A and stuff, I've literally seen people be like, I don't talk to my sister anymore because she eats Chick-fil-A, and it's okay, yo, it's a chicken sandwich. You know what I'm saying?
I get sandwich, y'all.
The reasons why certain people would choose to not financially support Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I get that. I get it. But it's I think sometimes people take that shit way too far. And no matter what, you could be just you know what? I fucking love Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is my shit. Or you can be you know what? Fuck Chick-fil-A. I don't fuck with them because of, XYZ and all this other stuff. I don't want to turn this into that topic really, but just I'm using that as an example of how something is like really kind of ridiculous as like a fast food restaurant. And, it's like people are literally like ending friendships and relationships because, again, we just can't have a fucking conversation of, hey, you know what? This is why I don't, this is why I choose not to support Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? And then, then the other person can be like, all right, well, this is why I understand that. Mm-hmm. I still do because X, Y, and Z. And it's like, even if it's like you disagree, I think it's taking that time to try to see things from another person's perspective, because that's how we change. Like, I feel like that is how we change, is that we share our experiences and people can learn from those experiences one way or another. You know what I'm saying? And like I think that everything just becomes so polarized. Everything becomes so politicized. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah. It gets crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we're happy we're back. And we're going to come with more podcast episodes. We promise. Again, like Hayden said, we may not do it every week, but every other week.
Yeah, that's the goal right now. Every other week.
We're going to drop it like it's hard. Drop it like it's hard.
Demonetized.
It's like the third time, fourth time.
Nah, it's like your fourth or fifth time at this point. Yeah, we're just our whole episode. You're not even going to understand what we say because it's just going to be muted, partially muted. So yeah. Is that it?
That's it. That's how real it is, man.
That's how real it is,
That's
y'all.
How real it is.
It's so good to be back. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for showing us all the love and support, and even those of y'all that reached out. I know we know a lot of y'all personally, and we were able to explain. And a lot of y'all were even able to just see the shit that we're going through. But all of y'all who weren't, and thank y'all for those of you who reached out to us. And we're very happy to be back. And it's we're gonna continue doing this. There's some people that we even wanted to have on last season that we're gonna have on this season. And again, we're just really excited to be back. Really, even just on like a personal level, we just really. This was an enjoyable process, and now this is something that I think we have time to do on a semi-regular basis where we can still continue to do our music, because that's what we do, y'all. We do music, and we want to make sure we got time for that.
That's what we do.
And so,
that's what we do.
So, yeah. Well, all right, y'all. I can't guarantee exactly when the next time you'll see us. It might be a couple weeks, might be a couple months. I don't know, but sooner rather than later for sure.
Yeah.
And if y'all haven't yet, feel free to grab. We're going to have the pre-save link for Stan's album in the description. And give it a listen. You know what I'm saying? We would love.
That's all I want. That's all I want is a listen.
Yeah, let us know what tracks y'all like, what y'all are feeling. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been giving us. And
for sure.
Again, for the first time in about almost a year, this is how real it is, y'all. See you next time. Peace.
You gotta feel
how real it is. How real it is. How real it is. How real it is. Hey, yeah, man.
So be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on all social media platforms at How Real It Is Pod.